Hello, everyone. Welcome back to BT Talks. Today I have Ugo BAGRATION, who is actually the Director of Business Development Expansion with Berkshire Hathaway, based in Marbella, Spain. We're going to have a very cool talk about luxury real estate in Marbella, in Spain, the market, the lifestyle, all the great things that Marbella has to offer. And Ugo is just a fantastic person and super experienced in what he does. So, guys, I'm looking forward to this conversation. Ugo will be there in a second. Let me see if I can invite him. There we go. Hélène, thanks for joining. Danny too. Oh, there we go.
Good morning, Benjamin.
Let
How
me
are
just
you?
adjust this. I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, very good.
Great.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Like now I can hear you well. We're well connected. Can everybody see us, hear us? Thank you to everybody who's joining. And Ugo, welcome to BT Talks. Really appreciate your time.
Thank
Ugo is
you for the
very
invitation.
responsive, and I came across him actually through our mutual friend Alvaro, and I thought it was a fantastic personality. And Marbella is always a top destination. A lot to learn about this destination, the properties there, and the lifestyle. But for those who don't know you, Ugo, introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you very much for the invitation, Benjamin. It's always a pleasure to talk to esteemed professionals such as yourself, even though we're miles away from each other.
It's okay. We're globally connected, right?
Indeed. Very grateful for technology nowadays.
Yeah.
My name is Ugo BAGRATION. I'm the head of business expansion for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Marbella. We are the real estate division of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's conglomerate. And, we are a boutique real estate agency specialized in the luxury segment here in Marbella in the south of Spain. We've been operating here for the past 11 years. And our bread and butter is the high-end spectrum of the market, anything above 2 million euro. We cover, and we're based in a wonderful location, which is the southern tip of Europe, Marbella, in the Costa del Sol. And, we are very, very grateful for being able to work in such a cosmopolitan, international, and dynamic environment. As they say, Marbella is a bubble, very different to the rest of Spain. And
it's like Miami as well. Miami is a bubble as well, and it's very different from the rest of Florida, but also the U.S. It's very unique. And Marbella, I think, is So tell us all the reasons, because some people haven't been yet, some have been, and it's truly a beautiful city. It's been growing for quite a while. It's a beautiful region, actually, and there's a lot of demand for people who spend time there, but also relocating there because there's a high quality of life, because there's very good schools for people coming with families. And now, with everything that's going on, with the pandemic that passed, you can pretty much work from anywhere, right? And I think a lot of people in Europe, I don't know, when I think of like Europe, top destinations to be in, I think of Marbella for some reason. And I'm originally from Paris, and I love Paris and London and all the big cities, but I think of Marbella for many reasons. Tell us about Marbella.
First of all, I'm very happy to hear Marbella comes up to your mind when you think about this. So, Marbella has grown exponentially in the last 2 decades. It started as a fisherman village back in the 60s. We had the Hohenlohe family, Austrian aristocrats, discovering this small town, and they, started with a small finca, which is nowadays known as one of the leading luxury hotels in the world, the Marbella Club. And it was a hotspot for celebrities, aristocrats, royalty from all over the world. And it started growing due to several factors, which include first of all, the amazing weather. We have a microclimate here in Marbella along the Costa del Sol. We have over 300 days of sunshine per year. As I mentioned earlier, very international and cosmopolitan ecosystem. We have over 100 nationalities currently living here full time. Therefore, it's attracting people from all over the world. And as you correctly mentioned earlier, Benjamin, the pandemic, the silver lining has been that technology has shown all of us how we can, transform the way in which we interact, in the way in which we work remotely. And one of the destinations at a global scale which has benefited from this is Marbella. And
that's true.
The international connections that the airport has to
also the location is super important. I mean, I see, whether it's Marbella, but even Miami. Another reason people are coming to Miami is the location, easy to travel to the Caribbean, to South America, to Europe. So those are, very good points. I want to say a little shoot out to Chris Boswell, who's a very good friend based out of Dubai. I know right now he's in Lake Como, but he's always coming on my BT Talks, and he's a great friend and one of the best in Dubai in luxury real estate. Sam is here as well. Thank you guys for joining. So let's continue the conversation on the lifestyle in Marbella. I mean, there's the weather. There's, obviously the top schools. Tell us, there's just culture, there's international, people. Tell us about what it is a day to day for someone living there, because I see also a lot right now, whether they're Instagram influencers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, whether they're from Sweden, London, all these different places, at least spend half of the year in Marbella or buy a house there, buy a condo. I think houses are more popular out there, but I see a lot of entrepreneurs out there. Tell us all the reasons, they're out there.
Certainly. Marbella traditionally was a destination for retirees, for Northern Europeans looking for the eternal sunshine, as they say, due to the amazing golf courses that we have here.
That's true. I forgot to mention that. Golf courses.
In the last 5 to 6 years, we've seen a surge in demand and a shift in the demographic of the buyer of luxury real estate here. Mm-hmm. We're seeing a lot of tech entrepreneurs relocating from Malta, for example, to Marbella, or commuting from Marbella, between Marbella, Northern Europe, Malta, and other destinations where they have their online businesses. And more and more international schools, which make it easier for families to actually relocate full time. So we have had to adapt to these changes and to cater to a different type of client. And I believe in the next 5 to 6 years, we are going to be talking about a completely different profile of buyer here.
And it's also very business friendly, if I'm correct, or Marbella.
Business friendly?
Yeah, business friendly, meaning is there incentives for people wanting to start a business based in Marbella or no?
It really depends on the type of business and the industry that you're operating in. The Spanish government is trying their best to slowly but surely amend some of the foreign investment laws to make it more lenient especially for the high net worths to be able to come and live here. We are nowhere near other destinations such as Monte Carlo, Gibraltar, Malta, Cyprus. Yeah, but we're trying our best.
You can't have everything, but I think Marbella already offers a lot. So tell us about the properties you sell there. What type of properties, what price range, what locations, the amazing properties you see there.
Absolutely. We could break down Marbella into 6 or 7 different areas. Marbella caters to a wide variety of buyers. You can have it all here. You can have it from tranquility, privacy, security, very discreet areas, all the way to, flashy, vibrant, noisy, ultra expensive. So you can have it all. So us as Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, we specialize in is the Golden Mile. We specialize in an upcoming neighborhood called El Paraíso, which is approximately 12 kilometers from the Marbella Club Hotel in Puente Romano. Zagaleta, which is the where the high net worth community usually purchase property here in Marbella. We're also operating in Soto Grande, which is just 45 minutes from Marbella. And the type of property, the product portfolio that we are working with is mainly villas. I'd say a ratio of 70% is second hand and 30% is new build. And slowly but surely, we're seeing a more modern approach when it comes to the architecture, to the finishes of the properties. The traditional Andalusian style that the buyers were looking for 20 years ago is slowly transforming into...
There's something for everyone. You know, it's the same thing here in Miami also. You know, you have a lot of now new built modern homes, and it appeals to a lot of people, but there's still some people looking for the Mediterranean, you know, traditional house, obviously, you know, with some upgrades and everything, but the style is a personal choice. But it seems that in Marbella, you have some incredible properties, and it's not as expensive as in the US. I mean, it's quite pricey, but it's a different price point.
Luxury real estate in Marbella is one of the most affordable in the whole of Europe, I would say. And if you compare it to the United States, you know very well, value for money, what you can get there, what you can get here. 10 million euro house, which is approximately $12.5 million, wouldn't get you very far in the United States.
Well, you would get something. No, you would get something nice, but definitely not
what you get here.
Not what you get there. Yeah. What is the you know, what is the process if I wanted to buy a property in Marbella? Is there specifics to know about, whether, you know, if you're a foreign buyer from the US, from any country in Europe? Are your buyers?
Well, if you're a foreign outside of the European Union, you would have to go through a different process as a real estate to purchase real estate here in Spain. But it's very lenient. It's a very easy process. Real estate agencies such as ours, you know, we help our clients, and we act as a one-stop shop for everything they need, from the beginning of the purchasing process all the way to the handover of the keys. And it's a very, very simple, straightforward approach by having a local lawyer, a local bank account, and a special tax regime that the Spanish government offers to foreign buyers. You are good to go. Is
the Marbella real estate landscape super competitive, as, you know, cities like Miami, New York, London? I mean, it seems, I mean, real estate is competitive. Business is competitive, but I'm just curious to know how.
Just to give you an idea, Benjamin, there are more real estate agencies in town in Marbella than pharmacies, and this is a fact. We're talking about 160,000 people population if you compare it to a big city such as London, New York, LA, Miami. So it's a fairly small town for many different real estate agencies, but I think there is a good environment when it comes to the collaboration between agencies.
That was my next question. I was curious to know how the environment is for collaboration.
Well, you know, you always have the occasional bad experience here and there. It happens everywhere in the world. One of the competitive advantages that we have as an agency is that we're a small group of professionals that we all grew up together. We went to school together since we're 5 years old.
So it's family. It's family.
It's like a family, and the same goes for most of our collaborators. We grew up together. We've known each other for 30 plus years. Therefore, we are all on speed dial. So it's there's a very transparent and healthy relationship with a selected few, but on the other hand, the nature of the market makes it, you know, a jungle sometimes.
I can imagine. What is the typical day in your life as you know, working in real estate in Marbella? I mean, do you have any routines, or do you just? I mean, every day is different in real estate, obviously, but what does your typical day look like?
Well, Marbella it's a people come here to have a good time. They relocate to Marbella to relax, to forget about their routine, corporate routine. You know, so it's a very different environment to the one you can find in a big city. I believe Miami has many similarities when it comes to the mindset people have on a daily basis. while living in this area, in these cities. So it is not your typical day 9 to 5. There is no same day. It's very different and dynamic. I personally do a lot of office hours because we are implementing the brand. We've only been with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services as a brand for the past year. So we are still in the process of implementation, but we have a fantastic team of specialists in the luxury collection division that we work with.
How many people are you in your team?
We're just over 15 people. So,
okay, so that's a good
it's
size.
a small team, but most of us have been working here and living here for a long time. Therefore, we keep it as a family-run business.
How has technology and social media impacted your business in a good way, or maybe some things maybe that are less good? But just tell us about how it made an impact, because I think it did impact all of us in the real estate business, but in many businesses. And it's actually, I think it's incredible, but you just have to be careful how you use it. But there's a lot of benefits to it, like us doing this conversation from Marbella to Miami and getting to connect with new and awesome people with who we could collaborate or bring new clients to in the very near future, which wasn't like that years ago. So.
Absolutely, Benjamin. I believe technology has completely disrupted many industries, real estate being one of them. It has many benefits, as you correctly mentioned. In our case here in Marbella, it's helped us tremendously to get, first of all, our Marbella brand abroad. We emphasize a lot with other stakeholders when it comes to promoting our city, as it's not known by the mass public, let's say. And then to generate business, yes, to a certain extent, it's not all gold that shines. Clients don't fall from the sky, as opposed to what a lot of people think, that Instagram or online lead generation can bring in a lot of business. It's not the case in Marbella. This is a very different market. It might be the case in other big cities around the world, but not here. And we have been operating on a word of mouth referral basis for the past 11 years, and we're still doing that. So,
I think I strongly believe that's the best way to build a long-term business. Referrals, word of mouth. My take on, social media and building your brand as being a real estate agent, whether you're with Berkshire Hathaway or with Douglas Elliman or any other big brand. I mean, again, the big brand is great, but it's also good to show who you are, your personality, things you like, whether you're into tennis, golf, riding motorcycles, or art. Those platforms, and that's, I think, organically helps you connect with new people, and then potentially, some clients like, hey, I just saw, I've been following you for quite a while. You see in one of your DMs, like someone just send you a message, right? I mean, just right now, right before our BT talk, someone sent me a message and it's like, Ben, do you know anybody who is a top agent in Paris, that could sell my uncle's property who's based in Toronto, just like, and I connected them with my friends, obviously, the Kretz family. But it's just like there's a lot of things like that, right? And that's what's interesting about all these platforms, building a brand, this industry, and obviously real estate everybody loves real estate, I think.
Absolutely.
So how do you see the future, really? What's the plan for the next few years for you and your team, family in Marbella?
Well, it's been a challenging 16 months for the whole world due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now we are seeing finally the light at the end of the tunnel, touch wood, that things just keep on improving as they've been doing for the past couple of months. In our case, we will be focusing on, getting as much high quality product as possible. We believe in less is more, less quantity, but more quality, better quality. And we're reaching the point here as a market where we are lacking good product. So it's going to be challenging to see how the next few years evolve in terms of developers carrying out solid projects us as brokers seeing how we can get our hands on these projects and how to add value to the developers so they believe in us to market their product portfolio.
Are most of the developers local, well-known, established developers? Do you have developers from around the world that come?
Traditionally, we're Spanish developers, but
Yep.
now I would dare to say it's mainly foreign developers. Always joint ventures with Spanish partners,
Yeah.
but a lot of foreign capital is being injected into the luxury real estate market, not only in Marbella, but across the whole Costa del Sol.
I can imagine.
No.
What would you be doing if you were not into real estate? I mean, I think we're all in real estate. I mean, I'm in it for life. I love it for many reasons, and I can go on and on. What would you be doing if you were not in real estate?
Well, for me, for the past decade, I've been traveling the world for international relations and consultancy companies specialized in strategic communications for C-suite clients,
Okay.
corporations from all over the world, as well as government entities. And I believe I would still be traveling and not being a modern gypsy, as my mom used to call me. But now she's very happy that I finally came back home, and you know, I can finally say that I am where I need to be full time, as opposed to the last 10 years where I was traveling nonstop.
I can imagine. I mean, it's also, you know, me prior being into real estate, I jumped into it about a little less than 5 years ago, and I started in New York for 3 years, and now I'm going on to almost 2 years in Miami. And prior to that, I actually was not just like traveling. I was like living every year or 2 years or 3 years in a different place, which was a fantastic experience. But at some point, you have to settle somewhere and build up, you know, your business. And
as you know, it's exhausting to be moving around. So
it is, because, you know, your network, whether it's relationships, family, business, you know, anything, it's just very difficult. But now, you know, I think we're both settled in beautiful places. Miami and Marbella, I think, are two top locations. Last question. What is your definition of happiness and success?
Happiness and success, my definition.
Very simple. What do you think of like what is happiness for you and what is success for you?
It's always been, but even more so now after the whole pandemic, it's probably health.
Yeah.
Just being healthy, having a balanced life, you know, work and personal balance between you, your family, your loved ones, your network, and your close circle. But most and for all is staying healthy and not taking our health for granted.
Anything for granted. Starting with health, but not taking anything for granted. Yeah. Well, Ugo, thank you so much for your time. I absolutely loved this conversation. Really appreciate it. I'm definitely going to let you know when I stop by Marbella, so we can you can show me a bit of property, but also the lifestyle out there. We can go play tennis or golf or whatever you'd like. And if ever you come to Miami, let me know.
I would definitely do so.
And that would be great. Thank you again. Thanks to everybody who joined. Really appreciate. Wishing everybody a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin. See you soon. Take care.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.